To 800 crore people, this is the message God has given when the child is born. Maturity is when you stop proving to the world. I have sent my daughter to UK for postgraduate in mental health with the hope My name is Dr. Kailash Mantry. I am a life coach and a mental health consultant. We cure more than 25 mental illnesses, some very serious or some not so serious. But we are confident of curing almost 80% patients in all the categories, including schizophrenia, bipolar, autism, and these diseases are such where the world over all the doctors says that these diseases are non-curable. Yes, these diseases are non-curable through medicines. There is no medicine which has been developed and which can be developed to cure them, because this is basically a psychological and emotional issue, and no doctor is understanding it, and all the medicines are given to the patients. And the truth is there are three people involved in creating this disease: parents, both parents, and the child. So three persons has to be treated. If the patient has to be treated from drug addict, alcoholic, schizophrenia, bipolar, autism, and various serious diseases. Today we'll be talking on maturity. Why this topic is important? This is important because it has been seen that mental patients are basically immature patients. They do not have the wisdom to understand what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. So today we have created almost 45 to 50 points on maturity. What are the signs and symptoms of maturity? And very often the parents are also not mature enough. So this is a training for both parents of mental illness patient plus mental patients, that check out of these 45 to 50 points, how many points you are not mature. And definitely I'm telling you, it will be more than 15. For the patients, it will be more than 30. And for the parents also, it will be more than 50. And I've seen the parents. So let's start one by one. It is not a sequence order. Whatever comes to mind, I'll keep sharing it. So first thing is, mature people don't try to change other people. They focus on changing themselves. This is maturity. Mental patient or a disturbed person, he wants to change everybody. He wants to correct everybody. I remember a patient, a bipolar patient who had come to me for almost 1 month stay. She wanted to correct us in all the small things. In the bedroom of the patient, we never used to put the clock. And there was not much significance why we are not putting it. Our reason was, if they keep watching watches in the night time, they get desperate and they don't get the sleep. But she insisted there is a watchroom in the classroom. Why it is not there in the bedroom? Second point was the door was locked, but there was a passage through which some people can come and go. There was basically so that the animals should not enter our center. She says, no, this is not good. I am uncomfortable coming out and going out from a small door. I have to bow my neck and it's uncomfortable. Please remove the lock. Please open the door. And small changes she wanted to make at our center. I told her, you would come here for your treatment, not to correct us. But no, her job was to all the time complain, blame, correct people. And till the last moment, she kept on doing it. And unfortunately, bipolar is not a disease which can be cured in 1 month. Yes, there was progress, but for some reason, they choose not to continue the treatment, and patient's condition has become worsened. Some time back only, patient had called, their child has called, the husband has called, and the condition is such now that even I cannot accept that patient for further treatment. At that stage, the patient was 100% curable. Had she stayed with us for a year, at this stage, there is no hope for the patient to get cured, and her future is only mental asylum. And one day, the husband and the parents will take a call on it. Just few days back, I had talked to her. I talked to her husband. I talked to the child. She is making the child also mental. She is shouting to such an extent that the child is scared. The age of the child is only 10 years. And she brings knives in front of the child, and the child is scared. The husband disappears from the house, and the story goes on, and the situation has become worse. We have refused them that now we cannot admit your wife for further treatment. It is risk to our life also and to other patients also. Now, this is a mistake all the patient and the family member take. First, they go to a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist advise them medicine initially for a year or two. Then they say it will continue for 5 years. And then after some time, they say it will continue for a lifetime. Then they clearly inform the parents that this is not curable. It is not worth spending money and time on the patient. Just they giving the sleeping pills and other sleep inducing lethargy creating drugs so that the patient lies down and has got no energy to do anything. The matter complicated to such an extent after some time that nobody will take the responsibility of curing them. So the first is stop changing other people. Focus on yourself. You are not born here to judge other people, to correct other people. You are born here to live your life, to be happy, to be peaceful, to be successful, to grow in life, and not to change others. When you try to change others, people do not cooperate with you because they are seeing so many mistakes in you. Why should they listen to you? And one thing God has joked with every human being that in every human, when the child is born, in every child's ears, the God has said that you are right. But God has said to all the children, all the human beings all over the world, to 800 crore people, this is the message God has given when the child is born that you are right. But mental patient thinks only they are right and others are wrong. And this complicates the matter. This aggravates the disease. And, a stage comes where, the situation deteriorates and you also are helpless after a certain time. Maturity is when somebody hurts you and you try to understand what are they really saying, what is their intention, and you do not react by hurting them back. 90% people, if somebody hurts you, their strategy is to hurt them back. Now, this is a reaction. It complicates the matter and it is not a sign of maturity. If somebody hurting you, and very often the family members, there are different attitudes of people. Some are negative, some are fearful, some are angry, some are inspiring, some are positive. So everybody reacts as per their own situation. So instead of hurting the man, it is better to understand what is the intention, what they are trying to communicate. And everybody's intention is right. This is what everybody has to understand. Maturity is when you accept the people for who they are. Their actions may be wrong sometimes, but all people are good people, are not value people whose intentions are bad. So accept people for who they are and ignore their mistakes. But this is the mistakes all the parents have done with the mental patient. From the birth, every mother or the father wants a perfect child. And they were sharp in finding mistakes of the child and not accepting the child for who he is. And, their logic was really bad that if we do not do such mistake, why is he doing it? See your age, see the child's age. If a 10-year-old child is doing a mistake, what you are not doing, there is a difference in age. And my philosophy is children should be allowed to do mistakes. Through mistakes, they learn. And otherwise, such children will stop making mistakes, stop taking any initiative, stop trying anything new because they don't know they should be caught. Maturity is when you understand that all people are right in their perspective. Everybody has got a point of view. And if there are 800 crore people, there are 800 crore point of views. And all point of views will not match with your point of view. Some people are negative, some people are positive, some are fearful, some are angry people, some are stupid people, some are in tension, in frustration, some are cynical. So there are variety of people. So their perspectives cannot match with your perspective. And that you should accept also. Maturity is when you realize nothing is more important than you and your family. I repeat again. Maturity when you realize that nothing is more important than you and your family. As far as you are concerned, you think you are important, but you neglect the family. You are disconnected with the family. You argue, you sometimes are aggressive, sometimes are violent. And this is not right. Family is also right. Family is also your well-wisher. And they may have a different point of view than your point of view. As a child who does not study If the parents scold them or beat them, their strategy may be wrong. But parents also right कि study is important, and the child is also right कि he wants to play more because this is the age of playing. So both are right. But if you think family is not important and only you are important, no, this is a sign of immaturity. Maturity is when you understand that whatever people do, you or your family member, they do it for their peace. Whatever you are doing it for your peace. Whatever your family members are doing it, they are doing it for their peace. And this understanding is maturity. Maturity is when you stop proving to the world that how intelligent are you. I've seen this. All mental patients are really Google boys. They were all the knowledge of the Google, but no wisdom of what is good for their health, for their progress, for their growth, and for their family. I tell the mental patients कि whatever Google knowledge is there, it is available free. Why are you wasting time in only repeating what is written in the Google? This is good information, but this will not help you in leading your life, in becoming healthy, happier, or growing in life. So stop proving that you are intelligent. Actually, you can focus on what is positive in people around you, in people in your family, in your neighborhood. But by default, mind is only seeing what is negative in people, in the family members. Parents also thinking what is negative in the child, and the child is also thinking what is negative in the parent. And these are all signs of immaturity. Maturity is when you do not take approval of others, of how good you are, or how handsome or beautiful you are. Why you want approval? You are really good people. I declare it. But yes, there is something happen in your past life, and you are stuck with it, and you are hurt about it, and you are all the time expressing your anger, frustration, to people around you. And people are wrongly thinking that you are mental. If your frustration is removed, if your hurt is removed, if your fear, anger, tension, frustration is removed, you are a very good person. I declare. I have met hundreds of patients whom family members say, he's a wrong person. I do not see. I see you are a very good person, but a hurtful person. Your hurt has to be removed. And if you cooperate, we can help you in removing all your hurts. Maturity is when you stop comparing yourself with others. You have to understand you are very unique and very special. There is no human being like you in the world. You come here for a purpose, and that purpose will be served only through you. And stop comparing. If you're comparing with a junior, you will have superiority complex. If you're comparing with some person who is ahead of you, you will have inferiority complex. In both the cases, you will be disturbed, and there is no need of comparing. Now, there are many life coaches in India. I'm not comparing myself with the life coaches. Some of them may be compared to me, they must be doing good. In some area, they are better than me. But I'm enjoying my life. I'm only specializing in mental health, mental patients. And they are into positive thinking, creativity, team building, success and growth. And there are different topics they have taken. And there's no comparison who is good or who is bad. Maturity is when you are at peace with yourself. I have seen mental patients, they are not at peace with themselves also. They're all the time in anxiety, all the time worrying, all the time overthinking, all the time fearful, angry, aggressive, violent. Yes, something bad had happened in your life in the past. You need to forget and forgive. You need to learn to forget the incidents and forgive people. This is an art. But I've seen and I've observed that mental patients are basically egoistic patients, and forgiveness and forgiveness is the last thing in their dictionary. They'll prefer to die, they'll prefer to spoil their life, but they will not forgive their family member. Maturity is when you can differentiate between your need and your want, and you can forego your wants and try to fulfill your need. Majority people are focusing on their wants. I want iPhone. I want a luxurious car. Yes, if you can earn it, you can have it. But they are expecting it from the parents' income. And parents' income is definitely after that it's for the children only. But before that, they have their own ambition. They have their own responsibilities which they need to fulfill. So these expectations are not good, and these wants are unrealistic. Yes, all your needs should be met, and that has been met. Your education need, your fooding need, your shelter need, they are meeting all. But you want more and more and more. Some people are crazy people. They want to have education abroad, and they don't understand that education abroad is so costly. and it's useless. I'll send my daughter to UK for post-graduate mental health with the hope that she will bring me some new technology. They are only selling degrees. And if you talk to 10 people who have grown abroad, and if they are truthful, they will tell you it is not worth spending so much money. In India, no, we have got a program of becoming a business tycoon also. Some people go to America for MTech, for MBA. I don't think it's needed. Yes, if there is a possibility of settling there and earning in dollars, yes, it's worth trying. But if you are that capable that you will get job, 80% people who go to America, in fact, 95% people who go to America nowadays they are not getting job there. And even if they are getting job, they are getting all trivial jobs, McDonald jobs or sweeping jobs or supporting staff jobs. And after doing MTech and MBA, why you do all these jobs? Yes, if you're getting job of your line, of your career, it's advisable. But less than 5% of people are getting it. Now, next destination is Australia nowadays. Australia also, MTech people, 50% people, they get the job of their liking. But what about the rest of 50%? And is it worth spending so much amount for education and spending 2 years of your life? Maturity when you stop attaching happiness to materialistic things. If I get a car, I'll be happy. If you move to a bigger house, I'll be happy. No, happiness is not possible. All these happiness are temporary. Happiness comes only through if you're growing, if you're learning, if you're experiencing love, connection with your family members, with your girlfriend, boyfriend also. I'm not against that also. But experience love. To love, you will be happy. Happiness is when you learn to let go and accept the situation. Sometimes your situations are bad in life. I understand. I've also gone through various ups and downs. And the earlier you accept, the better it is. The more you delay accepting or letting go of the situations, who is suffering? You are suffering. So learn to let go and learn to accept your situations. Maturity is when you don't react to the behavior of an insane person. And let me tell you the shocking news world over, there are more than 60% people who are insane. And in India also, we are catching up. So stop reacting to people's behavior. The biggest problem of a mental patients are that their expectations are unrealistic. So maturity is to stop expecting from your people and you only enjoy giving. There is a real joy, real happiness in giving. Just do it for some stranger and see how happy you feel. And stop expecting unrealistic things from your parents. Recently, I came across a person whose age is 45. He has not earned any substantial amount in his 45 years of life, say 25 years of life after education, and he is expecting parents should spend for his children's birthday 2 to 3 lakhs rupees. And he thinks it is his right. And right now, the parents' business condition is bad. They cannot afford this much amount. But he created such a tantrum that they have to spend unhappily. And he also realized after spending, there was no fun in spending such an amount and inviting 200 people for the party. Maturity is when you can walk away from people and situation which disturb your peace, which disturb your self-respect, which are when there is a conflict in values and which demean your self-worth. Maturity is when you have a lot to say but you keep silent in front of foolish people. But immature people, they start arguing on any topic, not knowing what you will gain by arguing with an insane person. He is so ready all the time. He has no other work. He is ready and willing to argue for maybe 6 hours, 12 hours. So learn to be silent, even though you have many things to say. Maturity is when you realize that you don't know much and there's a lot to learn. I have read more than 10,000 books, and from the age of 15, I'm almost spending 12 hours in reading and listening to great people. But still, at the age of 66, I think there is still a lot to learn. And immature people, even they know very little, but they want to brag about their knowledge. Maturity is when you talk less and listen more, because people like people who are a listener. And when you want to talk, you should be clear that if I open my mouth, some people will benefit. See, like today I'm opening my mouth on maturity, and definitely many people will benefit in next 100 years by this session. Maturity is when you are aware and considerate about others. And majority people are self-centered, self-absorbed, and are inconsiderate to people's opinions or people. Maturity is when you do not take anything personally. And I've seen majority of mental patients, even if some talk is not meant for them, if it is negative, they think it is purposely talking about me only. They get easily offended by such talks. They feel need to defend themselves. They all the time want to prove themselves and at the end made excuses. Maturity is when you are grateful, graceful and not complaining. Majority mental patients and the parents also, they have so much complaints against each other and they are not grateful. Mental patients especially are not grateful for their parents and they are not graceful in their talks also, and which is sign of immaturity. Maturity is when you take responsibility for your health, for your progress, for your happiness, for your success, and not relying on others to fix you or blame others for whatever wrong has happened in your life. Very often they blame their circumstances on their family member. That because of these things, I was into these circumstances and you are responsible for that circumstances. Maturity is when you practice forgiveness and compassionate for yourself and for others. Sometimes people are not compassionate for themselves also and not compassionate for their family member, relative, and near and dear ones. Maturity is when you are calm, relaxed, peaceful, and not desperate, frantic, or irrational. Maturity is when you show flexibility, openness in any talk as being opposite to resisting, controlling, or being unreasonable. Maturity is taking responsibilities and doing all your work yourself, not expecting others to do for you as an entitlement, as a right. Many of the mental patients, they expect the parents should do everything for them and it is their right. And they say, if you are not capable, why you gave birth to me? And the argument is logical, but it is really not practical. Parents were feeling alone. The mother wants a child, so a child was born. And sometimes they cannot afford something which you are expecting. And it is not an argument. Then if you cannot afford all the expenses, why you gave birth to me? Maturity is doing good deeds all the time, not expecting any reward out of it. Maturity is respecting others' point of view and others' belief, even though when they are contrary to your point of view and your beliefs. Enjoy living without judging other people, not all the time insisting that you are right, not belittling them, making them small, or becoming aggressive or violent to prove your point of view. Maturity is sharing your good fortune, your success with others, not becoming a miserly person. Maturity is turning on the bad attitude and ignoring them and not proving that this is a bad attitude and I cannot tolerate it. Yes, sometimes people are not in their senses. Sometimes out of frustration, people are saying something. Why you're taking everything seriously? Maturity is when you think before acting. Very often, people act without applying their mind. Maturity is when you encourage people and be supportive of them, not discourage people. Maturity is finding joy and happiness in other people's success and not being jealous about their progress and their growth and not being critical about the steps they have taken in their success. Maturity is believing there is always a room for growing, for improving, and reaching out to people for help. But egoistic people do not do that. They think they are perfect and there is no improvement possible in them, and they want everybody else to be perfect, which is an impossible goal. Maturity is when you are humble and can laugh at your mistakes, at your wrongdoings, and not take it seriously. Maturity is recognizing what is not working in your life and changing the pathway to see what could be done so that it works in your life. Maturity is having a long term goal and not short term profits or gain. Like, a student studying, in the long run, he'll be benefited. In the short run, he has to sacrifice his playing desires. And that is maturity. Some people are more frantic about meeting their immediate goals and forego their long-term benefit. Maturity is liking yourself, loving yourself, not accepting that others should like you and love you, whereas you don't like and love yourself. Some people are incomplete and they expect others should complete them. No, if you are incomplete about anything, it is your job to get complete. And the way to complete is taking responsibilities. Maturity is standing for fairness, for justice, for yourself and others, and choosing to do the right things maximum time. Maturity is making sacrifices for the good of others without resentment. Maturity is not begging about your success, about your position, and being grateful that you got such so many good things in your life. But stop bragging. Maturity is realizing that whatever happened in your life has happened for good. Whatever happening in your life right now, that is also helping you. And whatever will happen in the future, that will also good for you. And this is positive thinking. And this is what has been recommended in Bhagavad Gita also. That whatever has happened for good. Even though it appears there are hardship which has caused to you, but maybe you need that hardship to grow. And whatever happening, you have to be positive that yes, one day it will help you. And future also, only good things will happen. I'm not saying sometimes, bad things do happen, but you have to learn to accept it. Now, these are some of the points on maturity which I thought of expressing. And for the parents, yes, your child has not mentally grown, he is immature, but you should not neglect. Bring him to be, and he'll be cured. He can be super intelligent. He can take your responsibilities, his own responsibility. Everything is possible. Yes, but it will take time. And yes, the treatment is expensive. So, you have to stretch a bit for the child's treatment, but it will be worth it. If the child is not treated in this life, all the memories of this life will go to his next life, and next life will be worse than this life. He will face more hardship in the next life also, and you also cannot die peacefully if the child is not happy, not mentally cured. So be supportive, be positive. Don't listen to psychiatrist doctors that this disease is not curable. All their diagnoses are wrong. All their treatments are wrong. I'm not saying allopathy is wrong. No. If any bodily disease is there, allopathy is doing great. They have done a lot of advancement. If the fracture is there, heart attack is there, allopathy is the only answer. But for mental illness, allopathy has got no answer, no treatment. And for the next 1,000 years also, they will not be able to treat it because it is a mind game. The child is disturbed in the mind. Either is overthinking, or is insecure, or is fearful, or is in tension, or is stressed, or frustrated, or argumentative. And all these things are psychological and emotional problems which can be healed and he can be cured. So this is all I wanted to share today on maturity. Thank you. Thank you for watching.